Something is...
No! No! Oh, God! No! No! No, my God! Oh, no! Oh, my God! Oh, no. Why did you do that? Oh, no. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why, he was trying to save us. How'd you know he was lying?
Because everyone is lying.
Athena is seated at her desk, engaging in text conversations with her friends, sharing memes and discussing various topics, including the manor and the hunt. Meanwhile, aboard a plane, a flight attendant offers caviar to a man, who declines and sarcastically lists foods that require fresh preparation. Frustrated, he requests champagne instead. As the flight attendant goes to retrieve it, a man unexpectedly stumbles into the cabin, startling everyone. The champagne man comments that one of them is awake. An older gentleman enters, identifies himself as a doctor, and attempts to calm the stumbling man by laying him down on towels. However, he unexpectedly stabs the man, who, despite being wounded, does not die and begins flailing with a bottle. Athena then enters the scene and fatally stabs him with her shoe. A bystander remarks that the situation hasn't even begun yet, to which Athena coldly replies that there is no room for sentimentality in war as she cleans her shoe. The older man drags the body into another section of the plane while the injured man, still alive, pleads for assistance from a blonde woman who is unconscious. Later, the same woman regains consciousness outside with a gag in her mouth that she cannot remove. She notices another gagged woman across a river who is crafting a compass. Although they briefly acknowledge each other, the second woman walks away as a man approaches the blonde. She follows him to a field where a large crate is situated. A group gathers around it, and one member warns that it might be a trap. Nevertheless, the man opens it. A pig escapes from the crate, revealing a cache of weapons inside. The group, including the blonde woman, arms themselves and removes their gags. Confused and uncertain about their circumstances, they suddenly come under fire and scramble for cover. The blonde woman believes she has evaded a bullet but is hit and dies. Another individual attempts to return fire but is also killed. A woman falls into a ditch, and a man assists her out. Despite their injuries, they attempt to flee but inadvertently trigger a landmine, resulting in an explosion. One man manages to escape the chaos and reaches a fence. He nearly shoots someone approaching but realizes it is a comrade. Two others join him as they all attempt to scale the fence. The comrade gets speared and decides to confront the attackers but is killed shortly thereafter. The remaining three escape to a gas station where the owners, a couple, mistake them for robbers. One man in a blue shirt insists they do not want money but inquires about their location. The couple claims they are in Arkansas. Blue shirt calls the police, but the couple secretly poisons a cookie that one of them eats. As she chokes, the couple dons gas masks and throws a smoke grenade before blue shirt can react. The man kills him and subsequently eliminates the other survivor. They clean up the gas station and dispose of the bodies. While tidying up, the wife discovers blue shirt's wedding ring and hesitates, but her husband dismisses it, asserting that their victims were bad people, likely even racists. They engage in an argument about the nuances of racism before receiving a radio call warning them that another target is approaching. They prepare for the arrival of this target, Crystal, who casually walks in asking for cigarettes and her change. Sensing something amiss, Crystal attacks the couple and seizes the shotgun from beneath the counter. Crystal first eliminates the man and subsequently the woman. She searches the gas station, discovers the bodies, and collects rubber bands and ammunition before departing. After dropping her jacket outside, Crystal notices a truck and approaches it for inspection. Upon examining the vehicle, she realizes that the license plates are counterfeit, featuring Croatian identifiers. Further investigation reveals a tripwire rigged to a bomb on the truck door. Utilizing a radio she retrieved from the gas station, Crystal overhears the hunters discussing her location. Unable to contact the couple from the station, they deploy a drone for reconnaissance. Crystal conceals herself in the bushes and observes as someone shoots down the drone. The shooter approaches the truck, damaging the drone further. However, Crystal warns him of the booby trap on the truck. She reprimands him for exposing their position by shooting down the drone and begins walking towards some train tracks she had noticed earlier. The man follows her, sharing his theory that they are being pursued by a group of liberal elites who kidnap and kill individuals for sport. Crystal remains skeptical as they hear an approaching train and urges him to run so they can board it. Once on the train, they encounter a group of immigrants hiding in a compartment. The man insists that they are crisis actors, but Crystal is doubtful, particularly since the group does not speak English. The train comes to an abrupt stop, and military police begin searching the compartments. Crystal, the man, and the immigrants surrender while being frisked. The man informs an officer that he and Crystal are Americans and that the refugees are actors. Suddenly, One of the immigrants speaks fluent English with an American accent, revealing himself as an actor. This infuriates the man, who tackles him and forces a grenade into his pants. Everyone else ducks for cover as the grenade detonates, killing him. Later, Crystal finds herself in a truck being transported to a refugee camp. An officer requests her papers, but when they fail to answer her questions, she starts guessing her location and eventually realizes she is in Croatia. She asks them to contact the American embassy. Instead, they bring in Don, another survivor from the hunt. Crystal and Don share a meal in the camp kitchen while he discusses similar theories about their situation as the previous man did. Suddenly, an official from the American embassy arrives to pick them up. Don explains their predicament, and the official promises to contact the U.S. State Department and military for assistance. Crystal grows suspicious of the official. She knocks him out, pushes him out of the car, and runs over him to ensure he is dead. Searching his jacket, she finds a gun and opens the trunk, where she discovers the body of the man who had been with her earlier. Initially upset about the official's death, Don realizes the truth upon seeing the body and acknowledges that Crystal was right. She finds a map in the car, and Don theorizes that they may be among the last survivors. While Don expresses a desire to take the car and leave, Crystal refuses. She insists on using the map to track down their pursuers and fight back. To emphasize her determination, she shares a disturbing story. Her mother used to say that suddenly the pig reappeared at the bunker where the hunters were gathered, engaged in a debate about what is politically correct. One of the hunters, a soldier hired as a consultant, attempted to maintain their focus, but they ridiculed him. One of the hunters stepped outside to relieve himself, but Dee distracted him with the pig, allowing Crystal to eliminate him. Back at the bunker, the group heard noises outside. The soldier provided instructions, but the panicked group barely paid attention. When Don threw the pig inside, they instinctively shot and killed it. One of the women became distraught over the pig's death, but before she could react, Crystal struck, killing one hunter and shooting at the others. Crystal incapacitated the soldier and then stabbed the distressed woman. She struggled with another hunter over a rifle but found a bullet in the chamber and killed him. She then tracked down the sniper and eliminated him as well. Just when she thought she was finished, Crystal was caught off guard when the soldier tackled her. They engaged in a brutal fight, and she ultimately defeated him with a pipe but spared his life. The injured woman insulted Crystal, calling her a hick. Crystal grabbed a gun and prepared to kill her, but Don intervened, asking the woman why they were being hunted. Her dismissive response led Crystal to decide to shoot her anyway, but Don protested, suggesting they should show mercy because she was a woman. Crystal countered by asking if mercy should be granted solely for that reason. Don panicked as Athena's voice came over the radio, inquiring if Don had dealt with Crystal. Realizing he might be implicated, Crystal pointed her gun at him. Don denied being part of the hunters and pleaded for her trust, but she shot him. Crystal then informed Athena over the radio that Don was dead. Athena invited her to come find her. Crystal sat with the wounded soldier and engaged in a calm conversation until she pressed him for Athena's location. When he refuses to provide the information, she exacerbates his injury until he ultimately concedes. He warns her that Athena has been preparing for months. After obtaining the necessary information, Crystal kills him. A flashback reveals the origins of the hunt. 1 year prior, Athena was confronted by her colleagues in her office regarding a leaked text that jokingly referenced hunting people. Although she dismissed it as a joke, the situation spiraled into a conspiracy theory that turned into a public relations nightmare, forcing her to resign. Enraged, Athena compiled a list of those perpetuating the rumors. 8 months before the hunt, the group selected targets and debated who should be included. When Crystal's name and her opinions about Athena surfaced in the presentation, Athena became furious and personally designated her as her ultimate nemesis. In the present, Crystal approaches Athena's manor and is warned over the intercom to leave her gun behind or risk detonation of the C4 under the gate. Reluctantly, Crystal complies and enters the house. As Beethoven plays in the background, she cautiously explores, noticing photographs of herself and other hunted individuals displayed on Athena's wall. In the kitchen, Athena calmly prepares food, awaiting her arrival. Athena inquires if Crystal killed Don but avoids confirming his involvement with the hunters. During their conversation, Crystal realizes that Athena does not truly understand who she is. Athena admits to organizing the hunt out of spite, transforming the conspiracy theory into reality. The tension escalates when Crystal points out that Athena has targeted the wrong individual. The woman responsible for posting hateful conspiracy theories online shares a surname but is not Crystal. A confrontation ensues as Crystal seizes a knife to attack Athena, leading to a brutal and evenly matched fight where they utilize whatever objects are available as weapons, including furniture and kitchen utensils. Crystal even throws an expensive champagne bottle, which Athena catches mid-fight. The struggle continues throughout the house, with Athena briefly gaining the upper hand by stabbing Crystal. The fight progresses to the kitchen, where Athena stabs Crystal with a vegetable cutter. However, Crystal cleverly pulls Athena in and fatally stabs her with the same weapon. As Athena collapses and dies, Crystal, though bloodied, survives and is determined to move forward. She consumes the toast Athena was preparing and cauterizes her wound with a blowtorch. After cleaning herself up, she dons one of Athena's elegant dresses and shoes, grabs a bottle of expensive champagne, and steps outside. Spotting Athena's private jet, she boards and confronts the stewardess and captain, declaring that she has killed their bosses and ordering them to take her home while brandishing a gun to emphasize her point. As the jet takes off, the stewardess serves Crystal a snack and pours her champagne. For the first time, Crystal relaxes and invites the stewardess to join her in eating and drinking, ending her ordeal with a quiet toast to survival. That concludes our movie summary. If you've enjoyed this recap, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.